So what are those three key elements, like foundational elements to look for when it comes to compatibility? And what are the three red flags? Like if I see these three things, I know that this person's not meant to be with. And if I see these three things, maybe I don't see everything else, but I know that this person could be a potential partner, a potential friend for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful question. And also I think that first I want to establish that chemistry, which is what you're talking about, this spark, this attraction, this infatuation, is only 1/4 of the puzzle of love. And often we place so much importance on this 1/4 that we assume that if I have this, then this is the relationship. But it's just 1/4. And the other 3/4 are connecting with yourself, actually understanding who you are, chemistry, of course, with someone else, compatibility, as you rightly said. And the fourth one is character, their character, your character, and your commitment to each other. So there's 4 things that are important, and you've asked a beautiful question about compatibility. And let's start with the 3 red flags. I think one of the biggest red flags is when someone plays games. If someone makes you feel anxious in the way they communicate with you, in that sometimes they reply, sometimes they don't reply, sometimes you hear from them immediately, sometimes it takes them a whole week, sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're not nice, they shift, they're playing games with you. This is a red flag. Sometimes we even get attracted to these people because we think, oh my gosh, they're so hard to get, I have to pursue them. We get even more infatuated. And so I think it's so important to remember, if someone is not clear, if someone is not communicating in a very sincere way, chances are that there's a red flag there. At some point or another, there'll be an issue. So that's number 1 red flag. The second red flag, I'd say, which is a bit harder to spot, is that someone often tries to make you feel inferior, but it looks like care. It looks like care. So they say to you, oh, I don't think your friends are good for you. Oh, you know, like, I don't think that the way your mom talks to you is good for you. It seems like care, but often it has an element of control. It has an element of making you feel like this whole life you've lived has some negativity. And the way you know whether it's a red flag or whether it's a good thing is they're not trying to ruin your other relationships. They shouldn't be trying to break off other wonderful relationships you've spent years building. So that's the second one. And the third red flag that I'd say that I would point out is someone who falls in love too fast. So someone who tells you, I love you within 3 days. The study... Oh, sorry, go on. Go on. You were going to say something. No, please. No, yeah. Some people, in 3 days, they'll tell you, I love you. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. They're giving you flowers on day 2. They're taking you on this beautiful drive on day 6. If someone falls in love with you too fast, slow down, press the brakes, because a fast car is going to have an accident, right? And so I think so many people think, oh, wow, I've been looking for this person my whole life. So those are 3 red flags. I'd love to hear your reflections before we do the 3 positive things to look for.
Because the first one you said, is that playing games, and not communicating. They say that in relationships sometimes are like a smartphone. If you don't have a connection, all you can do is play Candy Crush or games. When people don't sincerely communicate. Now, there are times when people don't sincerely communicate because they're going through a very low phase. Like everybody has a different day. Even in the beginning of a relationship, not every day is the same day. We go through our own moods, ups and downs. There's been so many things happening in life. So how does a person really kind of, sense that it's a challenge that this person is going through, which is being expressed through insincere or inconsistent communication, or it is actually someone who's absolutely insincere and therefore this person is not communicating. So just to clarify
that when people are going through their own issues, as you said, and even me, I can honestly say that if I've had a stressful day, I can be irritable, I can be agitated, I can be snappy with my own wife. It's normal, and it's not okay. It's not good. It's not healthy. But we all have bad days, and so that's very natural. But I find the difference is that people who are feeling bad about themselves are also quick to apologize or explain. So they'll say, hey, you know what, I'm having a really tough day. I shouldn't have said that. Or, you know what, I've just been really overworked this week. I'm so sorry. They'll apologize for their behavior, or they'll at least be aware of it, and they'll make you aware of it. But someone else, they'll treat you that way, but there's no context. There's no conversation. They're not opening up about it. And I think that it's not that someone has to tell you their life story on day one. People don't have to tell you why they're depressed or why they have certain challenges. But at least there's some accountability. I think that's what I look for. If someone doesn't have sincerity, do they have accountability? Can they say, this is why I've been acting this way? And then you have some context. So I think that's the one thing that I would look for.
At least accountability, rather than things can unfold. Brilliant.
Yes, exactly. For your actions and behaviors. Because you rightly said, you can't be nice all the time. But you can be accountable for when you don't feel you behaved appropriately.
No, fantastic. That's really makes it very clear.